Let's get into some shite. Hi, folks. Welcome to the Out of Tune podcast. Welcome to the Out of Tune. This is directed at me. Welcome, because I haven't been here for a while, have I? No, have you even noticed that the podcast has kind of been a little dormant the last few weeks? Kind of an accident, really. Kind of it is and kind of not. Well, here's the thing. When I was in college, my theater professor once told me that I do too many things. What kind of criticism is that? You do too many things. That's what he said to me. And at the time, I just thought that's the dumbest criticism anybody could give anyone. You do too many. Why would you want to limit yourself in this world where there's just so many things you could do and so many things you could be good at, so many things you could try, so many things you could fail at? Just do them, right? Well, you would think somebody in college, like your college guidance person, would say, get out there and do as much stuff as you can. But mine told me I do too much stuff, and I didn't get it. And so here it is, decades later, and I'm finally getting it. I'm finally understanding, because what happens is if you do, quote, too much stuff, you never specialize in anything. You just do a lot of things, and it's fun. You get a chance to kind of experiment and enjoy life, but in the end, when you look back on your life and go, what did I do? It's like, well, I did this, but I just never really took it anywhere. You know, I thought a lot about that. I'm at that point in my life where I just kind of like, I don't know, I'm not that old, but you know, looking over your life, kind of, I would have changed that. I wouldn't have done that. I might have skipped that. I did stand-up comedy for 8 years, and I do think now I should have put more time into it. Not that I really want a career in stand-up comedy. I don't even think, even if I had done that I would have a career in stand-up comedy. But I think I would probably be somewhere else. I wouldn't still be performing, right? And my whole life has just been, okay, I'm going to do that. And then after I do it, I'm just like, okay, that's good enough. I can do it. So now let's go see if I can do something. I just only did the things to see if I could do them. And that was it. And once I convinced myself I could, I was done with it. That's how I've lived my life. It's pitiful, I'm telling you. But so I don't think podcasting is like that. Podcasting is one of those things that I've been doing for since I think it started in 2012 with Sherry Brown. We first did the Life in a Kilt podcast. It's one of those things that when I was young, I always wanted a radio show. And I did a little bit of radio, not much. I wanted to do it a lot. It was never a career. And, but podcasting is kind of that. It's just like, okay, here you go. See, that's the great thing about living in today's society. Even though record companies they're not like they used to be. Selling records, not like it used to be. TV shows, movies, it's almost like anybody can be a star nowadays. Anybody's a celebrity. There are tons of kids on YouTube who are celebrities, and I don't know any of them. I don't know who they are. Occasionally, I'll do a search on whose birthday is today. What celebrity birthday is today? Do a search. Just do it. Just type in, go to Google, type in celebrity birthdays today. I will guarantee you 80% of those people you've never heard of. They're really, really young people celebrities, and they've gotten famous through ways that you don't even know about. Some kind of an app or something where you've never heard of it before, but all the kids know about it. And these people they're millionaires, and you didn't get in on that. Back when I was young, I would have loved that opportunity. When I wanted to do stand-up, to be able to do stand-up online, to produce my own comic books, to just do what you can do that now. You basically are in charge of your entire creative career in this world, and it's a wonderful thing unless you're my age it's kind of over. It's downhill. But hey, podcasting, I can still do a podcast that no one listens to. How about that? How are you feeling out there? Are you okay with the choices you've made in life? I think I am pretty much. But I get to that's the thing. I mean, that's probably the hardest thing for me is realizing at my age, when I was younger, everything was a possibility, right? It's almost like an infinite amount of possibilities on what you could do. When you're a kid, if you want to try hard and play football, national football, professional football, any kind of sport, you could do it. You have to concentrate, then work out, train yourself, then you could do that. When you get into your 60s, it's no longer an option. There are a lot of things you're just not going to do. I'm not going to be in a rock band. I'm not going to be the lead singer of a band. You could sit there and argue, well, you can, but no, I can't. I don't have the time. I don't have the time and energy to put into that anymore. My mind doesn't want to accept it. My mind says, no, you can still do it. Keep those guitars here. I have 3 guitars in my studio right this minute. I don't think I've picked one up in 5 years. Seriously, I don't think I've taken it off of the thing, but I won't get rid of them. They're here. I got an acoustic bass, an electric bass, and I got an acoustic / electric guitar. And I can't play them. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I can pick them up and mess around with them. It makes me happy if I ever do, but I don't think I've taken that guitar down in 6-7 years. I thought about it this week. I was like, I should play around a little bit. And that's what I do. I think about it and then I put it away. I don't do anything. But the podcast, I have thought a lot about it, even though I haven't done it. I've thought a lot about it and haven't done it. And I haven't been here has it been over a month? I'm sorry. It's been over a month. And so every week I think I'm going to do it. Here, let me kind of go into what's been going on with me, other than the fact that I'm doing other things. And that's not an excuse. I got a podcast. I'm supposed to be doing the podcast. And I do want to do a good podcast for you guys, but that's part of the problem is, and I've mentioned this, I even took some time off to try to settle this. I don't know what I want to do as far as format, because when I started this podcast, it was an immediate follow-up to this Epic Disaster podcast that I did with Sherry. We did that for 4 or 5 years, which I love. Is one of my favorite things I ever did. And I think we had one of the best podcasts in the country, in my opinion, of course. But I think it was really good. And when that podcast ended kind of quickly, I decided, and I'd been thinking about doing a solo podcast for a while, but I was like, now's the time. So I did it. And then what I did was I just as an extension of that podcast, I kind of did the same thing that podcast was doing, but I did it as a solo. And that's very, very difficult to do. This Epic Disaster was great because Sherry and we had a kind of a compatible sense of humor, and it was fun making her laugh and run things back. We kind of went back and forth on a lot of issues and topics. We had good conversation. It was fun. And you don't have that when you're doing a solo podcast. It's just you, and you got to do something with it. So I felt like for the first year, I was okay. Second year is wobbly a little bit. And the third year, I feel like it just kind of lost the way. It was just like, okay, well, I did that for a year. It worked fine, but now it's just not, it isn't working for me. So I kind of felt like I was cheating the listeners. I was like, that's sort of run its cycle. I got to find my voice. I got to find what I'm supposed to do as a solo podcast. And so I took some time off. I thought I made some choices. And when I came back, those choices just didn't work for me. I felt fake. It just didn't seem to flow. It's like, this isn't me. I don't feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. So I just been kind of spinning a little bit lost, I think. And let me stop, because I don't know that anybody cares about this other than me, and that's fine. I understand that. You just want to listen. If you do want to listen, you just want to listen, and you don't want to think about all the other stuff, and that's cool. But I have to think about it. This is the kind of, and not only think about it, but obsess about it. It's part of my job. So, and especially recently, because Sherry and I have been talking about bringing back this Epic Disaster. I think it's going to happen this summer. and we've got some hurdles we're trying to overcome, but I kind of think it's going to happen, and I'm looking forward to it. So with that, now it's just like I don't know where my solo podcast belongs. I don't know where it's, because it can't do what this epic disaster is going to be doing or what it used to do. So I got to find something for me to do here in this podcast, and I'm not totally sure I want to quit it. I have some ideas about what to do with it, but I don't think quitting is involved in it yet. I enjoy doing the solo podcast, but I still have to kind of really make a concrete footing. If you have ideas, go ahead and send them to me. And those who have, thank you. Those are very valuable, by the way. Even though, it may not seem like it. It helps me to kind of help find my own direction, I think. But recently I was pondering what I wanted to do, where I wanted to go, what wasn't working. and I kind of landed on something that I really think will be interesting. Something that I would be interested in doing for quite a while, something that I think would be interested in doing, and something that I don't think any other podcast is doing. So I think I'm going to do that. I have really hot beverage here. I got to be careful. I don't want to burn myself. Hot water burn baby. And so I kind of think I might be finding not a location. What am I trying to say? A topic. And we'll see here in the next, let's say, few weeks. I'm going to try to do a show every week again. I know I say that every time I go on hiatus, but I am going to try next week to do a show. And it may not be the show that I'm going to be doing the week after or the week after. I got to lead into this new kind of format. That's what I want to say. It's a new format. And, but I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be a good format. I think it's going to be a fun format. So stay tuned. I'll do it. I'll bring it in really quick. I think maybe one or two more podcasts like this one and the ones before. But then we'll have a new, and it's not gonna be like a drastically new thing. You'll see when it happens. Since I've been off, what have I done? I've done some creative stuff. Man, I went through a long kind of creative dry spell. I had some health issues last year. I just wasn't in the mood. I wanted to be in the mood, but I wasn't in the mood. And I've kind of started, that's sort of been waking up again. And I've gone to some galleries, seen some great art recently. I've been doing some art. I think I've talked about this on the podcast before. I'm not a nostalgic person. I don't spend a whole lot of time thinking about or trying to recreate the past. Obviously, your past is something you've been through it. And there's things in my past I enjoy. But I don't sit around and talk about them. I don't long for the past. I'm not that kind of person. But recently, for whatever reason, I have been enjoying kind of nostalgic things like old movies. I've been watching some old movies. And today I was getting the craving to watch The Birds, which is one of my favorite horror films from when I was a kid. Man, it was like the first horror film I ever watched as a kid, and now I want to watch it. I watched The Sting the other day, probably in my top 5 movies, 3 movies maybe. I watch that once a year at least, and it's still fantastic. I just can't get tired of it. I think the more I watch it, the more it seems like it gets a little bit shorter, but that's life. Life is getting shorter. It's like weekend, and then I blink and it's the weekend again. And that feels great, but then I'm also thinking, no, because you're speeding towards the end of your life. It's coming faster. That's not cool at all. Slow down. When you're a kid, weekends just seem like it took forever. But anyway, and music, I've been listening to some older music. I feel like I'm getting my second wave of new wave. Right? Does that make sense? Like all those old new wave bands I listened to in college, the second British invasion, whatever they called them. All of those new wave. I love those. And I used to listen to them all the time in college, of course, but now I don't know. I haven't listened to them in a long time. Some of the old music I've listened to, I've been listening to again. I don't know. I feel like now I'm starting to feel old. I feel like I'm going back in and kind of like, just longing for the past. That's not what it is, but it kind of seems like that. Anyway, that's my life, people. It's just disjointed. I'm sorry. I'm talking really, really fast. I should be talking slower. I should be more professional. But I'm not. Look, thanks for listening to the show. I do appreciate that. Let me just tell you some ways that you can get in touch with me. You can find me online. I am on Facebook, but the podcast has a Facebook page of its own, Out of Tune on Facebook. It's facebook.com/Out of Tune, right? That you can follow the show, and I try to do updates on the show with that. But here's the thing. If you're an old This Epic Disaster fan, or if you want to be a new one, This Epic Disaster now has their website back too. You can follow This Epic Disaster. I believe it's facebook.com/This Epic Disaster. So you can check that out. I have a humor site where I do a lot of humor writing. It's called The Leghorn. That's a magazine, a magazine of Southern humor. Just go to The Leghorn and read. I'm not the only contributor. There are some other writers. So if my stuff sucks, there's always somebody else you can read. And we're looking for more writers. If you're a humor writer, get in touch. TheLeghorn.com. And I just started a Substack, and The Leghorn has a Substack. That's hard to say. Substack. Ugh. I'm also on Threads. I'm on Instagram. You can find me out there if you want to follow me and tell me how much I suck. Well, I don't know. Enough people do that. Please don't do that. Is that it? That's all I'm going to say right now. I don't know. I don't want to keep you if I don't have a whole lot of stuff. But I haven't forgotten about what's going on in the podcast and in the world. What's going on in the world? It's more important now for me to do a podcast so we can all forget. Do we want to forget what's going on in the world? No, we don't. So here's one thing that I kind of feel like needs to happen. And this is where it would really be helpful to hear a voice on this. I have avoided talking about politics and some of the key stuff. I do talk a little bit about spirituality and religion, not that much. I don't criticize it that much. It's just kind of my own point of view on it. But I rarely talk about politics, and I always feel like that this should be kind of an escape from politics. I'm certainly not going to gripe about politics, but I try not to even mention anything about politics. That's a conscious choice, and it has been. And we kind of did it with This Epic Disaster because I didn't want to alienate people. I didn't want people to go, oh, God, I say this every day on social media. Now I have to listen to it here. You know what I'm saying? Politics are important. You should get involved. But not everything has to be involved in politics. People, I feel like, should. But program shows, social media, doesn't always have to be. So I've kind of been debating on whether I should maybe talk a little bit about politics, a little more about politics. Do you want to hear it? Should I just stay away from it? I don't know. I'm inclined to stay away from it, maybe. But I don't want to avoid it, you know. If there's something important I need to mention or talk about, criticize, or make fun of, I want to be able to do that. So I kind of think I might do that. Anyway, other than that, I'm just going to say, protect yourself, you know, be aware, get out, do the things you need to do to make good happen in this world. Way too much evil. And, you know, the saying when you were a kid, wolf in sheep's clothing, that's what we live in. We have so many wolves trying to convince us all that they're sheep. This is not only symbolic, but it's also real. And just stay aware. Protect yourself. Don't fall for the crap. That's all I'm trying to tell you. And you'll do well. And look, this show is here to help you. I heard a little glitch there. Anyway, look, just get in touch with me. Follow the show and drop me a line every once in a while if you want to. And I'll try to talk to you next week, right? I'm going to go back to my hot beverage. See you next week, people.